Well, folks, Tonga get it done, and they qualify for the World Cup 2023. I'm going to have to keep this brief because my voice is still on the fritz. Going to have to get myself some ginger tea or gargle some salt or something, whatever's going to work. But 44 points to 22. A bit of a hiding in the end, wasn't it? And really the difference between a fully professional, I think mostly anyway, Tongan team and I think a largely semi-professional team from Hong Kong. Good wee crowd, good sippy tau from the Tongan boys, and good bit of stare down from the Hong Kong guys. Bit of a breeze as well in that first half, was putting some extra legs on the Tongan kicks, and they had a couple of tries denied. The TMO wasn't giving the Tongans nothing early on. Ganuku looked to have the first one, but there was knock on the build-up. There was another one where Funaki looked to have gone over from Maul, and there was a bit of obstruction in that one. So eventually Tonga take 3 points because they've had all the pressure. And over the course of this game, I think you can say Maul, scrum, accuracy at the breakdown, all the kind of clinical stuff you would expect to see from a fully or largely, professional team of rugby players, kind of make the difference in this one. Takalua ends up getting a hat trick, but the order of the tries means his first one is immediately hit back by the Hong Kong boys. So they did have something to celebrate. Takalua's first one, as the penalty count was pretty high, he managed to go over when they decided to spin it from a maul. And then Hong Kong's one straight back, a scrum going backwards, but they managed to get the ball out wide. Hill, I think, the 12 with a big carry in the build-up. So, I'm glad they got on the board. It was 10 points to 5. Tonga had a big scrum, though. Opt for touch, opt for the maul. And Takalua got his second one. Looked like he'd knocked it on, but it was just kind of bounced off the ground. So, second try, and then Maile ends up getting a yellow card, actually, the hooker for Tonga when Hong Kong are hot on attack. But Hong Kong can't take any advantage out of it. They're still kind of largely on the defensive, and Tonga are able to kick a penalty during the yellow card, so it's 20 points to 8. And that's how it goes in at half time. And Big Ben Tamiafuna's doing the line-out throws during the yellow card to the hooker. I don't think I've seen that before, so quite some stuff. Second half, man, the Tongans just come out of the blocks absolutely firing. Penalty the breakdown. Try Takalua with a snipe. That's his third. That's his hat trick. Congratulations to him. 43 minutes. Tonga concede a dropout from the restart. Hong Kong actually tried to get a drop goal in reply, but they missed that one. And then that's when the Tonga boys really take it up a gear. It's the maul. We talked about the maul beforehand. Fasiihoi gets one from the maul. At that point, Hong Kong's not contesting in the air. They're just trying to set for the maul, but it doesn't make any difference. 30 points to 8. Tonga are getting like free penalties from the scrums. The Hong Kong boys are getting warned. You're going to get yellow carded if your scrum keeps, conceding penalties. Eventually, the scrum is stable, and the Tongan boys stop knocking it on. Every time they had advantage, they would knock it on. Vaionu managed to go over for a try, so 37 points to 8. Honestly, I think if the Tongan boys had not dropped quite as much ball, they could have easily put 50 or more on the Hong Kong boys. But the Hong Kong boys did finish with a little bit of a flourish, but not before Tuatavuki got one. It was the last one on 62 minutes for Tonga. Long-range try. Titieri, the fullback, who'd been all right, he slipped over, and Tuitafuki was just able to go over pretty much unopposed. So 44 points to 8 is looking like an absolute hiding, but credit to the Hong Kong guys. They didn't give up. They knew the game was gone, but they kept fighting. They put on a bunch of pressure. Eventually, Nuku put in a massive hit on one of the Hong Kong boys, and it looks like they'd scored another try. The Tongans, but there was almost a fatal miscommunication between the TMO and the ref, because the ball, as the Hong Kong guys offloaded it, hit the ref, and the ref was like, play on. A Tongan boy picked up the ball and they went length of the field, and I was like, that's not what's supposed to happen. When the ball hits the ref, it's supposed to be stop game. The ref thought the Hong Kong guy had picked it up first, and the TMO wasn't very clear in his comms. They finally came to the right conclusion at the end, but that's a third try chalked off from for the Tongans. So, as I said, they could have had more, and unfortunately, Viona was going off injured. So hopefully, it's nothing too serious for him. But I guess in any event, Rugby World Cup qualification is secured. But yeah, hopefully he's not too bad. In the last 5 minutes, man, Hong Kong, Woolley, the right winger, he gets a brace. He gets one from a cross kick, and then he gets one from where they just basically booted it long, and he just put the hammer down. That guy's got absolute wheels. So yeah, they managed to make the scoreboard look a little bit more respectable, because it goes from 44-8 to 44-22. So yeah, no stats on this one, folks. But like I said, the main things here is that honestly the Hong Kong guys were getting pinged at the breakdown pretty heavily. I don't know what the penalty count was, but it was lopsided. The Tongan scrum was massive, and yeah, their maul was getting some good go forward, wasn't it? So yeah, man, Rugby World Cup qualification secured for Tonga, so congratulations. They will meet South Africa, Ireland, Scotland and Romania in their pool, so well done. It's another year where we get to see Tonga at the World Cup for Hong Kong. Maybe that last little flurry gives them a little bit of hope going into the repechage up against the likes of USA, Portugal, and Kenya. So we will see. You guys let me know your thoughts. I need to go rest my voice because it's all messed up at the moment. But I hope you guys enjoyed the game if you saw it. If you haven't, hopefully highlights will be out soon. Otherwise, it was on Clutch, which is some Aussie streaming service, which I'd never heard of, but they did well. So happy days. You guys have any thoughts? Talk to you again soon. See you later.